Well, we have Mike Lilleeng and Dave Cummings here. Uh, Mike Lilleeng was a college suite mate and, of course, teammate with me at Northern. Mike coached at Northern after he graduated with Don Trost. Went on to Beloit, Wisconsin, gained two state championships, and then wandered down to Illinois and has been there for about 30 years with a successful, extremely successful uh, swim coach history and programs. And then we got Dave Cummings, who, when I first went to Northern on my whatever you call that trip, Dave was the individual that showed me around. Time high school All American, and I don't know, 5 or 7 time All American NCAA's. Uh, Graduated, I believe, with an engineering degree, and has been all over the world working on various projects, most of them which were advanced engineering, so it's more development. Unlike what has happened to my brain, it just didn't seem to develop. And he has a true love for trains and meticulous projects as he's enjoying his retirement. Mike, Mike Lilleeng, could you share with us what Northern meant to you?
Well, Dave, what Northern gave me is the ability to gain the confidence I needed in myself to become a teacher and a coach for the next 36 years until I retired. Okay. That's what Northern Michigan did for me. I mean, I did not have that confidence going in. I wasn't a great swimmer going in. I was a walk-on my first year. I did make many improvements. I mean, I probably should have had a coach in the summertime where I could have learned better turns and better starts and better swim technique. And as a matter of fact, I actually became a better swimmer when I left Northern Michigan University and went to master's swimming, because all of a sudden I had somebody that was watching my strokes, correcting my strokes, working on my turns, and I actually did pretty darn good as a master's swimmer. I mean, I was placing, like, that second year I coached at Beloit, I went against the state champion. I was swimming like 2,500 yards. We get in, me and my assistant coach take turns with the boys. They like that. They like you getting in with them. And I actually took second against the state champion in the 200-yard freestyle at this Wisconsin Masters meet. And that started my Masters swimming here and there, and I did really good. But I wish I would have had that at Northern Michigan. I mean, Northern, we had great workouts, but we really never had stroke technique or somebody telling you what you're doing right or wrong. So that started the whole thing. Are you there?
Very good. Uh, uh, are there things that, Michael, are there things that uh, you really love about Northern, what you truly gained when you walked away?
Oh, I mean, I gained an education. I mean, I gained an education in science, biology, especially, as well as physical education and health. And then when I went back and, coached with Don Trost, I picked up that master's degree, and that was a blast. Coaching with him, I actually lived with him at the same condo and really got to know him. He could be a pretty funny guy, other than when he was coaching. But I mean, he was pretty unique. And going down and knowing all the boys that I was coaching at the time, Kerwin, Decker, Mick DeBoof, Dan Deaver, to name a few. I can't remember them all. I'd have to look at a piece of paper where they're written down. But I mean, I gained a ton of confidence in coaching.
And you even
went from
coached
there.
Ackmeyer when he was in high school, didn't
I
you?
had Dave Achtemeier, and Kurt Mickelson came up there for a year or two also.
Awesome.
Yeah, Kurt was state champion, as well as Dave was way up there, phenomenal swimmer, as you know. So, I mean, Dave was fantastic to coach when I had him in high school.
Well, Dave Cummings, you're up.
I'm up, huh?
Yeah. What did Northern mean to you?
Well, love Northern as far as the environment up there. First time I visited Northern, I just fell in love with the ambiance and the camaraderie of all the boys that I met. You know, I think we all walked away as a group with this sense of belonging to a group of great swimmers, and you know, we just had a great time. Obviously, it provided me with a start to a great future, and I always appreciated the education and the meeting all the professors and such that I did during my time at Northern. There was one specific incident that really stood out, and it really doesn't belong to the swimming thing. The head of the physics department knew my dad when he came up and met him, and they didn't know they were going to meet each other. And I'm sitting in Dr. Wagner's office, and I'm looking at pictures of Dr. Wagner standing there with dark glasses and atomic bombs going off in pictures.
That's right.
and I'm thinking, wow, that's incredible. And he called me up and asked me to come over and spend an hour or so with him my senior year. And he said, Dave, I want you to know what your dad did for the country. He said, your dad will never tell you because it's all top secret. And all I knew that Dad worked at General Electric on what was a top secret program called the 908 program. Turns out that Dr. Wagner and my dad worked together in Los Alamos.
Right.
And my dad developed the atomic trigger. And he went through the whole process and told me that. I would have never known that if I not gone to Northern. Believe it's just my dad never spoke of it, and up to the point where he was passing at 92. So
wow, that's a story I've never heard before.
No, you probably wouldn't have heard it.
But. And that professor was a friend of Don Trost.
Oh yeah, and Don had a lot of friends, and he introduced me to some engineers on the LS&I Railroad, which is the one that goes up under the ore dock there at Presque Isle, and he had arranged for me to go on the train. I'd meet the guy at Dead River Road, and he'd slow the train down and get me on, and then I'd ride in the engine all the way up to Eagle Mills and back. And I did that probably 4 or 5 times and had a wonderful time. He also took me up on the ore dock, and I got to see him dump stuff in dump the ore cars up there, and
that'd be cool.
It was just a great time. Of course, Trost would take us out fishing when he had the boat. I don't know if he still had it when it
went off the bridge.
Yeah, he spread that boat all over the highway when it crashed, but it was a wonderful boat. And I remember eating that coho salmon we caught over at Presque Isle with, I think we wrapped it in aluminum foil, put a bottle of wine in it and a pound of butter and ate and cooked it. So we had a great time. I think the most one of the best memories I have of swimming was my sophomore year, and we were going out to Virginia at the Nationals, and my dad had an opportunity. It was the only time he actually was able to go to the Nationals with me when I was at Northern, and he and I just hung out together during that whole time. And there's a certain magic that goes on with my dad and I. We've been swimming since I was 7 together, and he was kind of like my manager. And I remember he hauled me down and got me a haircut, and right there in Virginia, he says, your hair is too long. I went down, got a haircut and everything else, and swam the finals I placed 5th in the finals, or the prelims for the 100-yard freestyle. And I remember I was in a kind of an outside lane, and all I remember is Dad got me all psyched up for that race, and I came in 2nd. I have no idea how I did it, best time and so forth. But getting 2nd in the nation was in the 100-yard freestyle that year was certainly the highlight.
Very good, very good. Well, there you have it, folks. Mike Lilleeng and Dave Cummings. What Northern meant to them, and I sure appreciate your time, gentlemen. Well, we all got stories. We don't want to, Mike, don't talk about the car wreck.
No,
I was going to mention if Mike, I was in the back seat of that car.
that was something else.
Yeah,
We're not going to talk about. I was all set to bring that up, Dave.
Oh, Lord.
I could tell the story on that one.
Well, let Mike tell a story about the car wreck. I mean,
Yeah.
whenever you can roll a car, have it land on the roof, and go into a woods without hitting a single tree, that's skill.
That's
That was a
right.
lot of skill.